press conference about 23 hours ago. So almost a day.
All right, we're going now to Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi speaking at the Iranian embassy in New Delhi following a BRIC foreign ministers meeting. Let's listen in.
Back to the same volume of trade that we had with each other. Before those sanctions, we used to have more than $20 billion of business and trade with India. Now it is much smaller, but it's still in billions of dollars. So Iran and India have always enjoyed good trade and business relations. I'm sure the capacity between the two is really high, and we can go back to same volume that we used to have, or even higher, as soon as sanctions are lifted.
Thank you. I'm Elena from Task Constituency. Sir, yesterday you met your Russian counterpart, Mr. Lavrov. Did you discuss the offer which Russian officials have on the table regarding the removing uranium from Iranian territory to Russia? What is your current position on this offer from Russian side? And can be this offer crucial in resolving this deadlock in negotiations between Iran and US?
Well, yes. Yesterday I had a very good meeting with Sergei Lavrov. I have to say that we have always consulted with our Russian friends. We have
them and Russia's real tight. Actually, if anybody can honestly stop Iran, trust me, China ain't it. China may be Iran's biggest buyer, but they have a closer relationship with Russia for a lot of reasons. But let's just say this: if anybody can honestly talk to Iran, it would be Russia. I think even Robert Pape admitted that too. It's like, if we really wanted to get Iran to the table and willing to accept some of our maximalist demands, we should have had Russia in our back pocket, because they have a pretty close relationship with Russia.
A very good relation.
Considering that Putin even held the funeral for their Ayatollah and all that good stuff, you can kind of tell that the relationship is deep.
A strategic partnership, and we have always consulted with each other regarding all international, regional, and bilateral issues. I met President.
Hey, and shout out to my man Lunatic Libertarian, one for starting us off. Appreciate the support, my man. He says, S.E.T, you should interview Larry Sharpe, have him on the show, and see his politics and plan. All right, why not? Larry Sharpe, though, wait, was he running for office or anything like that? Because, shoot, I'll go ahead. Hey, if you're running for office, please, I'll be happy to interview you, no matter what state you're in.
In St. Petersburg about, I think, 10 days ago, less than 2 weeks ago. And we discussed everything, including the question that you mentioned. We are thankful to our Russian friends for their offer and for their, intention to help the resolution of this problem. Of course, this is something that we have to decide during the negotiations. The subject of our enriched material is a very complicated one, and we have now come to the conclusion with Americans that since it is very difficult, we are almost in a deadlock on this particular question. Let's postpone it to the later stages of our negotiations. So for the time being, it is
pretty much what he's doing is saying that, look, I know you guys are thirsty to, get your hands on our nuclear enrichment, but look, let's just focus on opening the strait, and we can save this talk for a later date. And of course, America's like, no, we need to go ahead and handle this right now, this instant. We're not releasing the strait until you and give up your nuclear enrichment, or say that you will never go towards a nuke, when that's not really what they're saying. What America's really saying is that give up your right to enrich uranium, or we'll continue aggression with this blockade.
Not under discussion, it's not under negotiation, but we will come to that subject in later stages. And when we come to that stage, obviously we would have more consultations with Russia, and we see if the Russian offer can help or not, this is not something for the time being.
Sir, Excellency, leaders from New Tech in India, you were also part of negotiation. My question to
Oh yeah, and shout out to my man Johnny D. He sent the gold coin for 10 jewels. Appreciate the support. Oh yeah, guys, and I do see jewels as well. It just takes a while for them to show up for some reason. So if I catch it on the spot, hey, I got you. But if I miss it, give me a little bit of time.
that what are the main issues preventing an end to the conflict between your country and USA?
I think I already answered that question. The most important question is the question of mistrust or the lack of trust from our side to Americans, and I explained the reasons of that mistrust.
Yeah.
Another issue is,
I mean, because every time we enter negotiations with them, we bomb them. I mean, we did it twice, like with Midnight Hammer and when we popped off this war in the first place. We were in negotiations. Actually, both parties walked away happy, and yet we still bombed them. I mean, it was the Omanian foreign minister that came out during his interview. He said, yo, they was about to give up all their uranium, and they're about to say no enrichment. But for some reason, the U.S. effed that up and bombed them anyway. I know. And like, yeah, you can look up the interview from the not Iranian, but the Omanian foreign minister. So the foreign minister of Oman. Which is an ally, by the way.
Problem is as I said, contradictory messages, which has made us reluctant about the real intentions of Americans in these negotiations. We are in doubt about their seriousness, but the moment we feel that they are serious and they are ready for a fair and balanced deal, we certainly proceed in the course of negotiations.
AKA, they want us to concede on some of our maximalist demands or water them down a bit. No, we're not doing that. Like, as much as I'd wish we'd do that, I don't think we're doing that. I think we'd probably get back into kinetic strikes before we even go that route. As much as I'd wish we'd go that route.
Minister, thank you for doing this. Raza from the Hindustan Times. I want to ask you basically about the BRICS meeting. It's very clear that there was no agreement on a joint statement, largely because of the differences between now and UAE. Do you believe that by the time the summit is held, they were going to be able to overcome these differences? And number two, the Prime Minister has just said a little while ago in the UAE that India is ready to do everything to help bring peace to West Asia. What role would you like India to play in this process now?
Well, as a matter of fact, the final statement by BRICS ministerial meeting was blocked, or some parts of that was blocked by a member state which has its own special relations with Israel. And this is very unfortunate. We have no difficulty with that certain country. They have not been our target in the current war. We only hit American military bases and American military installations which are unfortunately in their soil.
Yeah, so when they were striking hotels and all that good stuff, yeah, like just give you a bit of information. So when they were sending drones into hotel buildings, you know, Dubai, UAE, you know, Qatar, yeah, they were trying to pretty much aim for like American, CIA agents, you know, American generals, pretty much American military leadership that, you know, live in these areas because we got bases in these areas. And they was targeting those guys, and some of them they sadly hit. But that's just the reality of that right there. Oh, and the UAE got hit pretty hard because they was housing Israeli, or they was housing IDF soldiers. I mean, believe it or not, you know, IDF soldiers and people from Israel like to vacation in the UAE a lot, actually. Got a pretty close relationship that Iran's kind of punishing them for right now. So, tough. Hey, Tori. How you doing?
So the only reason they stopped the final statement was their support to Israel and the United States in their aggression against Iran, which is very, very unfortunate. I hope by the time that we come for the summit, they come to a good understanding that Iran is a neighbor. We have to live with each other. We have lived for centuries, and we have to live for centuries to come. Israelis cannot protect them. Americans cannot protect them. That was proved during this war.
Yep.
The American military bases, their relation with...
Yep, and that was proven that we cannot protect our allies in the region from Iran's missiles and drones. They destroyed U.S. bases. They're now inhabitable. We can't use them no more. So there's that. And then they've shown that they're able to attack the energy infrastructure in these countries as well. And we can't stop them from doing so. Even with our interceptor missiles, they're able to flood them like they did with Israel in their Iron Dome, flood the dome, and some get through. And that's all they need. They just need one or two of these missiles to go through to get maximum damage. Like, to be honest with you guys, that's all they need is just one, and to hit right on target.
With Israel became the source of insecurity. Instead of become the source of security, instead of protecting them, it was a source of insecurity for them. So these are the realities that they should understand. And I'm sure if they follow...
Oh, shout out to my man, the Lunatic Libertarian, for sending a gold coin for 10 jewels. Appreciate the support. And guys, make sure to double tap that screen and like the video. And make sure to subscribe to the channel as well.
The line of wisdom, they will found Iran as a good neighbor and a good partner.
Mr. Foreign Minister, Pranay Pandya from India Today. My question is that yesterday, President Donald Trump in an interview said that he discussed the issue of the Strait of Hormuz and Iran issue with the Chinese President Xi Jinping. Then he said that Chinese President is ready to help to mediate some kind of solution. Are you open to that process? And has the process of Pakistan-mediated solution has failed so far? And related question: that what steps are being taken by Iran to facilitate the more or the faster movement of the vessels, those who are stuck in Gulf of Persia, including 11 Indian ships?
Well, the mediation process by Pakistan has not been failed yet, but it is in a very difficult course, mostly because of the Americans' behavior and and the mistrust which exists between us. We appreciate any country who has the ability to help, particularly China. China has been helpful in the past in the resumption of relations between Iran and Saudi Arabia. We have very good relations with China. We are strategic partners to each other. And we know that Chinese have a good intention. So anything that can be done by them to help diplomacy would be welcomed by the Islamic Republic of Iran. Well, we hope that by the advancement of negotiations, we come to a good conclusion, so the Strait of Hormuz would be completely secured, and we can expedite the normalization of traffic in that strait.
From Sir, today Russian Congressman has said that India should play a long-term mediation role in bringing peace to the region. Is there any concrete talk on these lines during your interaction? And also, sir, the second part, what is the status of Chabahar port? Is there any talks on that?
Well, Chabahar port is one of the symbols of cooperation between Iran and India. And we are so glad that Indians played an important role in the development of that port. It is now somehow, slowed down because of the US sanctions, but I am confident that this port would be like a golden gate for India to access Central Asia, the Caucasus, and then Europe through this transit route, and also for Europeans, Central Asians, and others to access Indian Ocean. It is a very strategic port, important for both us and India and many other countries. So I hope that Indians would continue their work in Chabahar port, so it would be fully developed at the service of the interests of India and other countries around. I think India, with its good reputation, can play a greater role in this region to help diplomacy, to help peace, and to promote peace and security. India is a friend to all countries in the Persian Gulf, in north of this Gulf and in the southern part of that. So we appreciate any positive, constructive role played by India in this region.
Oh, guys, you have any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements? You want to post it on the screen and read out loud? Go ahead and super chat it in. Appreciate the support. Let's keep it going. And don't forget to double tap that screen and like the video.
من همونطور که عرض کردم ما یکی از مشکلات این هست که پیام‌های متضاد سخنان
Hey, and shout out Tori for the sunshine for 200 jewels. Appreciate the support, sis. And shout out Lunatic Libertarian sending in another gold coin for 10 jewels. Appreciate the support.
متضاد
Appreciate y'all. Y'all keep the stream going longer.
و گزافه‌گویی‌های
All right. He done switched into Farsi. Hold on now. All right, let's go ahead and get into CNN. All right, so what CNN saw at an Iranian bridge construction site bombed by the U.S. All right, let's see what they're doing. Oh, shoot. Okay, cool. Oh, man, hold on. Shout out to my man, Lunatic Libertarian. He's pretty much doubling up, on the gold coins. Shout out. Loki completed the goal. Oh, and shout out Tori coming in again with a high five for 100 jewels. Appreciate the support, sis. Hey, shout out to you guys. Yeah, it's pretty strong out there. Down with the USA. And you know, it's so crazy when people sit there, they say death to America. That's reason enough to go to war with them. Well, I would ask you to look into the history and don't stop at 1979. No, take it all the way back to the 1950s. Atoms for Peace, Operation Ajax, and you'll see exactly why they have these feelings towards us. You'll see exactly why. Oh, yeah, and of course, us helping out Saddam and the Iraq-Iran war. There's that as well. It ain't for no reason. We blew it up. I ain't gonna lie, bro said it like he ain't even on our team or something. Like, bro, you're American too, bro. Come on now. Ruthless is crazy, but I ain't gonna lie, it's accurate. Crazy, but accurate. Wait, no sound. Wait, no sound on the. Hold on here. Yep, it did it. All right, I got you guys. Hold on, I'm about to fix it right now. It did the fugaziness. All right, let me go ahead and stop sharing. Let me go ahead and bring it back up. Make sure you guys double tap that screen and like the video. There we go. Let's see here.
Monument to ruthless American. Finished, the B1 bridge was meant to be a symbol of Iranian engineering prowess.
You hear it now?
The tallest in the region. But for now, it's become a battered monument to ruthless American air power.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, you really get a sense of the incredible destructive force that was at play with these US airstrikes that smashed this concrete look and twisted all this reinforced steel. Let's take a look, see if we can get closer, a bit closer to the edge. I mean, look at the concrete pylons that have been absolutely shattered. And down here, I mean, it's a huge drop of 450 feet. This was, as I mentioned, the highest bridge in the Middle East. And there were people down below who were caught up in this and killed. And the Iranian official who was sent to show us around insisted this targeting of infrastructure and the killing of innocent civilians was a war crime that should be punished.
And and this is what I said, the whole power plant and bridge day. Yeah, depending on the use of that bridge, it can be constituted as a war crime. Why? Because if mainly civilians use that bridge, they use it for commerce, for trucking and all this good stuff. They use it to get to work, and it's mainly used by civilians. You bomb that, and it mainly affects civilians. That would be a war crime. If somebody blew up Brooklyn Bridge, that's a war crime. I don't care if the military drives through there every now and then. It's mainly used by citizens. So if you blow it up, it's a war crime. And that's something that, well, it doesn't seem like Trump gets it, or most American people don't get it either. They're like, it's not a war crime. That's a military target because the IRGC rolls right through there maybe like 2 times a day. Yeah, but who is it mainly used by? Citizens. So if you blow it up and it's blocking citizens from accessing work, hospitals, or even continuing their logistics, that's a war crime. All right, I hope we get that now.
It's an allegation US officials categorically deny. The Americans say that this was a legitimate military target, that this bridge would have been used for the transport of drones and missiles, and therefore it was fair game. How do you answer that?
And that's the wild part of here, because it's kind of tricky when it comes to bombing bridges, because I mean, like, bro, that's like saying, all right, well, because we transported missiles and drones all over the Brooklyn Bridge or Oakland Bridge, it's fair game? No. Let's not use those guidelines. I mean, every bridge in the world is fair game if that's the case. Nah, if it's mainly being used to transport weapons by the military, okay, great. But I'm gonna be real with you, those are usually bridges that's built by the military. Ain't too much of those. But if we're bombing bridges that's mainly used by civilians, that is a war crime. You just can't sit there and say, well, they did transfer missiles on there that 1-2 times, so I guess we could bomb it. And I'm sorry, but let me be more realistic. Well, they are, transporting, missiles and drones on there, but it is mainly used by civilians. But I guess it's fair game. Nope, don't work like that. I'm sorry. That's why, bombing civilian infrastructure shouldn't be done, because it is always a tricky game on what's really considered a valid military target. You probably just shouldn't go for it at all, because, civilians will be involved.
That's a false narrative from President Trump. This bridge hadn't even opened. Not a single car had driven over. It was built for the use of our people and was just called a military target so it could be bombarded, demolished and destroyed.
Back in April, Trump posted video of the attack.
Hey, yo, whoever somebody says it's a war crime only if you lose. And it's funny because it's low-key kind of true. It's fucked up, but true. It's only a war crime if you lose, guys. I mean, it's fucked up, but that's kind of the way it is. Or it's only a war crime if you're not the United States or Israel.
On his Truth Social platform, urging Iran to make a deal before it's too late. Now, after his state visit to China, there's still no deal. And Trump is raising the issue again amid concerns the fragile ceasefire with Iran could soon break down.
We haven't knocked out other than one bridge that we did because they misbehaved. But we have bridges we could knock out. We could knock out their bridges and their electrical capacity within 2 days. We could knock out the whole thing.
Yeah, and guess what they can do in those same 2 days? Send hypersonic missiles at every energy infrastructure in Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and in Israel. They can destroy their entire energy infrastructure within the same 2 days that we can destroy theirs. That's what I mean by they have escalation dominance, because Iran's even said it. Yo, if you start attacking our power plant and bridges, then we're going to do the same thing to your allies in the Middle East. So if we're okay with that happening to Qatar, UAE, and Saudi Arabia, then, go ahead and commit to it. But we can't sit there and complain when they do it to our allies in the Gulf region, because they told us they were going to do it. And if we strike them in that manner, then that means we're okay with the retaliation.
It's a terrifying possibility, but one that doesn't seem to be giving Iran much pause. Why is it important for this country to rebuild the bridge now, when there's the possibility that the Americans could strike it again in the near future? Why now?
We're not thinking about that. Our focus is on the reconstruction of our bridge. It was designed and built by our engineers, despite many difficult years of sanctions.
And amid growing tensions with the US, Iranian officials insist this symbol of the Islamic Republic will rise again. Well, Sarah, those remarks by President Trump that he could easily destroy Iran's bridges and its electrical capacity, obviously raising tensions with the Islamic Republic. Iranian officials have appealed to China to use their diplomatic influence to try and bring a solution to this. But I can tell you the sense tonight in Tehran, the Iranian capital, is that fragile ceasefire with the United States could quickly fall apart. Back to you.
New reporting at the top of the show that Trump may be moving closer to new strikes on Iran.
Oh, yeah, they're about to go from Operation Epic Fury to Operation, insert new name. Yes, they got to rename it to start up new operations. They're trying to restart the clock on that 60 days, guys.
What would this accomplish in your mind?
Well, certainly it would create more devastation, casualties within Iran, but also could lead to a wider conflict throughout the entire Gulf region, and certainly would send oil prices skyrocketing and really hurt the economies and the jobs of people around the world, not just here in America where we're facing high gas prices, but really affect the industries and the jobs of people throughout the world.
Evelyn, would new strikes actually go towards ending the war or trying to end it quicker, or would it potentially prolong this?
Sarah,
it's going to prolong it. It's going to escalate it. It's going to go in every direction that we don't want it to go. I'm just going to be real with you guys. Us striking Iran is not going to make it any better, or it's not going to give us any more leverage. Be real with you guys. Like I said, we don't have escalation dominance. And as long as Iran has that, then there's only so much we can do without really putting the entire Middle East at risk.
I don't think new strikes would bring an end to the war. And it's interesting to me that nothing came out of China, because that tells me the Chinese actually aren't even trying to dissuade us from using force, or at least I didn't hear anything along those lines. That tells me that the Chinese think it might be a bad move for the United States to use military force because it won't work. And the Chinese will be happy to watch us make a bad move. So what am I saying here? The Iranians will make a deal if we give them something they want, and that's about diplomacy.
Secretary Locke, you heard Trump just a few minutes ago tell Fox News, "I did not underestimate anything when it comes to Iran." Do you think he did underestimate Iran's ability to take this?
I think he very much did underestimate, because in the first few days of the war, in late February, he said it was over, and that it would just be a matter of days before he would accomplish all of his goals. Yes, he took out the top leadership of Iran, and they had over 13,000 military strikes. And when you add the number of strikes by Israel, it's over 30,000 military strikes. And yet here we are. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. There's a blockade of Iran by the United States, and nothing has really changed.
Hold on.
Ellen, you just alluded to this, that it appears that Trump wasn't able to convince China to do anything to help stop this war with Iran.
30,000 strikes is a lot of strikes. And we still got more targets. Man, and they still got underground bunkers so that we can't reach with our surface air strikes, and not even our bunker busters can reach them. So I'm not going to lie. If we actually want to take care of their regime or take care of their missile capability, we're going to have to put boots on the ground for that one. We actually pretty much got to secure where they're making the missiles, where they're shooting missiles from, and that's inside of mountains. Does anybody think that's going to be easy? Hope not.
And we know U.S. allies in Europe haven't been willing to help. So this war has...
I mean, somebody had the radical idea of, we could just glass it. And here's a problem with just, glassing Iran. It's the nuclear fallout that's going to leak into the Persian Gulf. And it's, well, I'm be real with you, it's going to, and what's the word? Contaminate all the water into the water desalination centers that they use. Like they take the salt water and make it into fresh water. And if we go ahead and nuke Iran and they have a nuclear fallout, well, that's going to be the fate of the Middle East. It's just going to be all around cooked. So no, glassing Iran it's not a smart idea. Really, honestly, bombing any country, nuking any country is just not a smart idea. And even if we glass Iran, they still wouldn't give up. Actually, they would probably just go 10 toes down, just launch every missile they can into all energy infrastructure and pretty much destroy the global economy, even if we did glass them.
Sort of created even more distance between Trump and some of America's closest allies. In that context, let's play something the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz said today.
Ich bin ein großer Bewunderer Amerikas.
I'm a great admirer of America, but my admiration is not growing at the moment.
Ich würde meinen Kindern
I wouldn't recommend that my children go to the U.S. today, get their education there, and work there.
What do you think this says about America's standing in the world at this point, that a U.S. ally would say something like that?
It's so low that inside these...
When China's sitting there telling Trump to his face that we're a declining nation, yeah, our standing is pretty damn low. And it's because of this war. We can't get the 16th, ranked number 16 in the world military to let go of the Strait of Hormuz. We can't get them off the strait. We can't pretty much subdue them and bend to our will. And this is the 16th. They're not even in the top 10. Not even in the top 10, guys. And we can't get them off the strait. Yeah, this is embarrassing. I'm gonna be real with you.
Countries, for the chancellor, for the leader of a major German political party, the one that's still in power right now, that's struggling to stay in power, it's politically smart to say bad things about America and to dissuade his people from thinking positively about their number one ally historically, or in recent history. And so Sarah tells me that he's not afraid to insult us or President Trump because he believes that it's in his political interest domestically. And right now, I just want to tie it back to Iran. We need those European allies. At the end of the day, this is only going to be solved through diplomacy, and we need the Europeans for that because they have the other economic leverage required to give Iran something, which is relief from sanctions.
And all right, guys, let's go ahead and get on to the next video here.
In this country who are, I do believe that people in this country who are wrongfully accused, wrongfully prosecuted, are eligible for restitution.
There's no mechanism for distinguishing the pardons of cop beaters from anybody else.
Oh, wow. Trump considers 1.7 billion of taxpayer money to pay his allies. What are they talking about? January 6ers? Because I did hear something about what they was offering to give January 6ers some money, and I think the Dems are pretty much losing their mind over that. Now, if that's the case, some of them do deserve some money, but most of them don't.
That's right. They're all